Okay, so this ridiculous string of characters there, that actually searches for prime numbers in Perl, and it's supposed to be human readable. So I thought maybe let's try and read it. The way it works is that if you're going to search for, say, if 17 is a prime number, what it does is it creates a string of 17 characters. I've chosen P, it could be anything, and puts them in a long string. Now, on the next slide, it will show you how Perl creates a string of 17 Ps. Don't worry about the details, but it's just doing it. That's all it's doing. It's creating a string of 17 Ps there. And what the next slide is going to do is to show that ridiculous search term. It's going to show that within the Perl expression. So now we're just going to concentrate on what's between those slashes there. Okay. And here this is shown that 17 is indeed a prime number. Okay, so the way it works is it searches for things. So this is just a bit of Perl. That little hat will search for the start of a string. So hatfish will match fish and fishy. It will not match selfish because the fish isn't at the start. Dollar does the same thing but at the end. So fish dollar will match fish and selfish but not fishy. Sometimes it's useful to search for a character more than one time. So the plus searches for the previous character, E in this case, one or more times. So RE, one or more times, then D. So that will match red, read, and greedy. Something else we like to do is to match 0 or 1 time. So this is search for I followed by N, 0 or 1 time. So that will match I and in. Something else we need to know about is groups. We sometimes have to group things together, and we do that in the brackets. So here, the do is in a group, and we're going to match that twice. So do, and then the /1 will match whatever was in the group. Okay? So that will match do, but not do. The one other thing we need to know about Perl to carry on is this vertical bar is search for an alternative. So a cat or a dog, but not a fish. Right, prime numbers. Prime numbers are all about factors. So we need to try and find factors in this string of P's. So is 2 a factor of 9? Well, we can tell by splitting up into groups of 2 our string of 9 P's into groups of 2's. And if it splits exactly, then it's a factor. Here, it isn't because we've got a spare P. So 2 is not a factor of 9, but 3 is a factor of 9 because it splits exactly our string of 9 into 3 groups of 3. So 3 is a factor of 9. Now, is 7 a prime number? We've got to search through all these different times. We've got to search for 2, 3, down to 6. And you can see that the 2 down to 6 are not factors because there's spare P's on there. 7, however, we can make a group of 7. So we need to make sure that we don't get... a number is not a prime number if we can split our string of P's exactly into 2 or more groups of 2 or more P's, okay? So that's what our search term is going to be doing. It's going to be searching for that. So let's build it up. 2 or more P's. P followed by P 1 or more times is 2 P's, okay? And we're going to put that into a group in the brackets, okay? So that's our group of 2 or more P's. Now we're gonna search for that group 2 or more times. So search for the group, then /1 is whatever was in the previous group 1 or more times. The plus is 1 or more times, so that's 2 or more times. So this will match all our things. So this term is doing all the hard work of searching for factors in our string of P's. So the hat at the start and the dollar at the end, we need to make sure that we search for through the whole thing. There's a problem with this, though, because this is searching for numbers that are not prime numbers, and 0 and 1 are not prime numbers, but it doesn't match this. So we need to have an alternative search for 0 and 1, 0 and 1 P's. So what the next slide shows you is how to search for 0 or 1 P's. I search for P 0 1 times. So that's it. And then we're going to add this as an alternative to our search for the factors. So on the next slide, we're hopefully going to go through the whole thing. Let's go. Right, we're going to search for our group in the brackets of P, 2 or more, P followed by P 1 or more times. That's 2 or more P's. Then that term we're going to search for Again, one or more times. So that's one or more groups of things. Ah. Okay, thank you.